tried breaking things that lockers have. Pick up the crowbar.
I'm conflicted when it comes to Half-Life Blue Shift. On the one hand, it's a fun and more significant continuation of Half-Life. On the other, Opposing Force is so much better. And the comparison isn't unwarranted, both are expansions for the original Half-Life. But Blue Shift ends up being a fun game despite its set of disappointments rather than inherent faults. You know, it would be extremely easy for me to just direct you to my original Half-Life and Opposing Force reviews for a full rundown on what makes Half-Life great. But if for some strange reason you didn't see those videos, perhaps because of an alien invasion in real life, here's a quick recap. Intriguing story and setting, sound first-person shooter mechanics, puzzles, platforming, challenging yet fair difficulty, and of course overall game feel. Those positive aspects were carried over to Opposing Force, on top of new enlightening perspectives, areas, characters, enemies, and weapons. Blue Shift has more than half of those aspects as well, but it just so happens that they deal with story and presentation rather than gameplay. Blue Shift, like Opposing Force, follows the events of the Black Mesa incident, but from a different perspective. This time it belongs to Black Mesa security guard Barney Calhoun. If that name sounds familiar, it's because Barney had a sizable role in Half-Life 2. That alone adds a little bit more significance if looking through the perfect view of hindsight. Barney, like most of the characters, is trying to escape the now overrun research facility, battling aliens and marines on his quest to just end his shift. The only problem with the game is that it doesn't do much differently, which isn't an inherent fault when it's a Half-Life game. However, Barney's arsenal is nothing like Adrian Shepard's. Instead, he has access to a limited number of weapons Gordon Freeman also used in the original game. This may make more sense in-universe, but from a gameplay perspective, it's a little, well, disappointing. Barney encounters no new enemies or characters beyond Dr. Rosenberg, the only persistent NPC in the original Half-Life games. Blue Shift, like Opposing Force, is shorter than Half-Life, but where Opposing Force was about 6 hours, Blue Shift can be completed under 3. To be clear, I'm definitely not suggesting Blue Shift is bad. In fact, it's great. Even a toned-down continuation of Half-Life is still fantastic. And it introduced Valve's and Gearbox's high-definition pack, a term modern gamers might smirk at, despite the fact that the improvement is actually pretty significant, especially for the time. The story is definitely more investing than Opposing Force, and everything that made Half-Life great is here. It just seems that I have to tone down the fan gushing after the first 2 Half-Life games. And it just so happens that Blue Shift took a step back from Opposing Force, and is just disappointing enough in relation. However, Half-Life Blue Shift, like all Half-Life games, is incredibly fun while it lasts, and deserves to be played. And with that, I'm done reviewing Half-Life games, so, what do I do now?
Congratulations on completing the Black Mesa Hazard course for security guard.